Let's start off with Jason. How did you and T.I. meet?
Me and Tip, we met through DJ Toom and Tip's older cousin, Tramel. They grew up together in Ben Hill, and we were introduced like that.
So how does that go from being introduced as acquaintances to being business partners, Tip? I mean, what was it about Jason that made you say, not only do I want to be this guy's friend, but I would also like to go out there and have a business with him?
I mean, for me, it was a real organic connection because we just jailed for like an hour or two, you know what I'm saying, and just really connected as people before he even knew I was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? We kicked it in my cousin's barbershop, man, all night, and you know, Jay thought he was coming to see a rapper, and he was like, okay, so where's the rapper? And I'm like, you've been talking to him all night, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, from that point, you know, we just stayed in touch, and I saw how much, I admired how much he wasn't a musician or an artist or a producer, but he just had a lot of love and knowledge of the business, you know what I'm saying? And he really, and I was really just going hard at making music and didn't know what to do with it. And he kind of, you know, he organized my confusion, you know what I'm saying? So he just really, he fought for his position.
Now that you both have reached like a certain level of success, what do you think differently about? For example, you've seen death, you've seen what people call success when measured by money and fame, and now that you've seen the world, how have your views changed? Jason, you go first and then we'll hear what Tip has to say.
Man, that's a big question. I think your views probably change in every aspect. You know, from the beginning, I think obviously when you're coming up and you don't have any money, you know, you think money is everything, you know, and take for granted some of the regular things, the small things in life, you know. So I think that number one, as you go and you grow and you experience more things, you just start to be more appreciative of just life, more so than just money. You know, it's kind of like, you know, like the people that are super rich, Bono and all those kind of people, you always see them just giving back and doing this and that, and, you know, just for the charitable things, and, you know, so to me, I can understand that. Like, it's like the more money you get, I think probably the more you start being aware of just the smaller, simpler things in life, and the more that really means to you. You know, but other than that, I think just going around the world and just seeing different things, it obviously opens your mind up, you know? It opens your mind up, and it definitely has you on a different page, and you know, have you open to just everything. You know, a lot of times when you don't really get to experience much, you know, you think your world is everything, you know? But when you travel and see other things, you start to just appreciate stuff, you know? You start to not be as ignorant in a sense, you know, and that's of course the word ignorant being, you know, not knowledgeable.
I mean, for me, I think, just like Jay said, man, when you come from nothing and you struggle and hustle so hard to get everything you got, once you get it, you really see how much money ain't everything, you know. A lot of time when you broke, you figure, man, how could you be rich and not be happy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then when you get all this money and can't go nowhere to spend it because, you know what I'm saying, people running all up on you and pulling on your clothes, and, you know, you can't take your kids out, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Then you start to understand a little bit about how people could be unhappy and still have money. So, you know, I think that you start to understand the more you take the attention away from yourself by giving back to others, the better you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that the more you help people, it make you feel better because it take your mind off of the things that you're going through. And, you know what I'm saying? I think that in traveling the world, you see how bad, you know how bad you thought you had it, but you see how bad other people really got it. You know what I'm saying? And you see that it's always a worse situation. You see that you know, ain't nothing that you can go through that's too great or too tragic for God to bring you out the other end of. And you just, you know, you expand as a person. You just grow and develop and mature as a person. And you know, that's outside of the celebrity, that's outside of the fame or the fortune. You know, that's just about development on the inside as a man.
Talking about earlier. Now you both are fathers. If you had to give these adopted daughters some advice, what would it be?
Well, okay, well, see me, Jason's lucky, he don't have no daughters, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. I mean, because, you know, little girls are very sensitive to deal with, and it's very, you know, it's more difficult to raise little girls than it is to raise little boys. And if I could give any of you all any advice, I would tell you, just like I tell my daughters, little girls are very special, okay? And little boys know that. And little boys do everything they can. They try and try again to say whatever they can to talk little girls out of their special stuff. And if you are not careful and you give away your special stuff, you will not be special anymore. All the time. You don't kiss nobody but your daddy. You know what I'm saying? And if you call yourself having a boyfriend, if he ain't good as me, he ain't good enough. So that's the standard I set in my house.
For the people who are out there right now who may not be involved in their community,
okay,
how do you say to them that it's important to give back? Because you didn't have, we know a lot of, the three of us know a lot of affluent, wealthy people that have not ever given a turkey, a hot dog, a beanie weenie to nobody. Yet still, we do it all the time. Why? And why should they do it? Even if it's going to help a church or give out, you know, food to the homeless. Talk about it.
I mean, let me see here. Well, you know, for one, you got two reasons, okay? One is people who have never come from that environment. People who don't know how it feels to be underserved in your community. People who don't know what it's like to be a little kid that don't have a playground, don't have a basketball court. You know, they don't really understand the importance of giving back. They don't really see the value in it because they've never experienced it, because they grew up somewhere where they had all these things. They just talk like they grew up in one of these underserved communities, you know what I'm saying? So that's one reason. The other reason is a harsh reality, but we have to come to the conclusion that others just don't care. You know, they have the mentality, I got out, you got to get out the best way you can like I did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's just the way some people think, you know? But my comments and suggestions to them, I just want them to be mindful of karma. You know
what is the best thing and the worst thing about the industry you're in? For you?
Let me see. Well, which industry, Ryan?
Well, you got, yeah, I forgot you're a slash. Actor slash, rapper slash, philanthropist for the music industry.
Okay. The best thing about the music industry is seeing people appreciate my passion. You know what I'm saying? Like when people run up to me and say, man, I was going through a real tough time, and you know what I'm saying, I just kept bumping that, still ain't forgave myself, or you know, that motivation got me through this hard time, or you know what I'm saying, Live in the Sky when my partner died, I just kept bumping Live in the Sky, and, you know what I'm saying, all of this, and like that's what I do it for.